Hey, Aaron the Filmmaker here, and you are watching the Aaron the Filmmaker YouTube channel. Fancy that! I started getting serious about videos about 6 years ago when I went to Ferris State University and studied television and digital media production. Well, today we're going to break down one of my very first class assignments there. I had to create a 90-second tops video, kind of just showcasing our very primitive skills as video creators, and had to utilize, I think it was at least 5 of maybe 10 filmmaking techniques. We're talking to the basics: a pan, a tilt, a rack focus, a static shot, etc. And I remember I was able to implement more than the required 5. So let's jump into it and see what we can find. All right, the opening shot. That was actually a post office. It's supposed to look like a bank or something. All right, right there, I already broke a rule of filmmaking. I broke the 180 rule. So if we look at the subject, this is Tim. There's basically 2 characters in this video, Tim and Chris. We'll see Chris in a second. He's a little creepy. Tim here is our main subject, and if you look at his line of sight, there's an imaginary line there that the camera is not supposed to cross. So if you look here when he's walking down the steps, and then I jump to this shot, I just broke that rule there. See, from our perspective, at the beginning, it looks like he's walking to the left, and now it looks like he's walking to the right. Now, I kind of got away with it because he's not interacting with anyone. There's no two-way conversation where the camera's jumping back and forth from person to person. If he was talking to someone and I was switching back and forth between them, then that would be really confusing and disorienting for you as the audience. So luckily, I kind of got away with this one. And it's such an obvious location too, where he's walking down towards the sidewalk in the street, that you clearly see it's the same location and it's not too disorienting. So got away with breaking that rule. I mean, after all, once you know the rules, it's okay to break them, right? Isn't that what they say? But I didn't know I was breaking that rule at this time. Remember, this is now 5 years ago when I created this.
Good.
All right, a little POV shot there. So I can't remember if that was one of the options. I think it might have been. So that was a point of view shot where you are looking from someone's specific point of view. In this case, it's our second creepy character, Chris. Chris is not really creepy. He's awesome. These guys, by the way, Tim and Chris, I called them up at like last minute's notice saying, hey guys, I need to do this weekend. Can we do it like tonight? And they were like, sure, yeah, let's do it. So they really saved me in this. And they weren't college students. They were past that phase in life. So it was nice to be a student turning in work in college that did not solely consist of college actors. So that was a plus. Thank you, Tim and Chris. You guys were the best. Nice little shot there. So a panning shot there was really brief, but that qualified as a panning shot. And right here, we got a rack focus. So we start from Tim, focused on him, and then we rack focus onto Chris, who is in pursuit of Tim. We don't know why yet, and you need to watch the other video to know why. I'm not going to have any spoilers in this video. This is strictly a behind-the-scenes breakdown only. No spoilers, which means I guess I can't show you the final scene. So it's not only a rack focus, it's actually also becomes a follow focus once Chris moves closer towards the camera here. So this was all shot in sequence. This was a really cool scene, and I actually did not light it at all. All this is natural street lighting, and that weird green light shining on the building. That's just the way it was. So it's kind of perfect. So in order to get the passage of time that we needed to shoot each of these scenes in sequence as the day progressed, because this was done all, again, in one evening. All right. Oh, yes, the garbage, the dumpster scene. Every good action movie has to have a dumpster in it. Don't believe me? Just look at the action movies you see. Oh, it was just his suit he put up there, but his shoes were there, so that's weird. Okay, this scene actually is the first scene we shot for the day. It was the only thing out of sequence that we shot. We had to do this one first because we had a lot of daylight and I wanted sunset for the previous scenes of Tim being followed by Chris. This, by the way, is also Chris. He's supposed to be this, I don't know, kingpin boss type dude who's getting the delivery. But this is not supposed to be the same hitman Chris who was in pursuit of Tim earlier. So, same actor, different character. And there was actually a scene in here that was cut for time. So there was supposed to be this scene where Tim was approaching kind of the bad guy lair, if you will, the hideout. This was supposed to represent him entering that secret lair. Little keycard access type thing.
Well, you know, actually, honestly, the part of it is I'm left-handed. So I'm actually less coordinated with my right hand.
But that shot had to get cut because of time. I remember this project had to be 90 seconds tops, and I used every second of that in order to get this story done. Happy that I was able to do it, but it did involve cutting a scene, which ended up not being necessary anyway, so it's kind of a good lesson. Let me go back now and see what all I got. Tim walking down the steps. That's technically a pan and tilt at the same time. A tilt is up and down, a pan is left to right. That was a real zoom, so that's kind of cool too. Okay, the binoculars there. I did zoom in on the actual camera lens in order for that zoom to happen. That's not a digital zoom in post, that's a real zoom. So kind of cool that looks the way it should. Very specific scenery here on purpose so that you can tell that there is a following starting to happen. A stalking. Just love that little scene there. Okay, the simple shot here where my credit comes up, that is a static shot. It's very clearly a static shot. There's movement going on, but yet the camera is parked totally still, and it's a wide shot as well. You know what, now that I think of it, that might have been an option for us to do too. Wide shot, close-up, extreme close-up. That might have been boxes we could check too in order to meet the criteria for this assignment. We were able to choose also if we wanted to do documentary style or narrative style, because this was actually a documentary production class. That's what it was called. This one they gave us a little wiggle room with and let us choose, and I obviously chose narrative. So that was Delivery Agent in a nutshell. Pretty cool looking back at that, a project I did 5 years ago, and it's okay. You know, I was glad they had us use 5 elements of filmmaking production. Otherwise, it probably would have been pretty stale. There probably would have been a lot of static shots and stuff. So just that very simple criteria of, hey, include 5 of these, maybe it was 10, 15 options to choose from. That was a lot of fun, and fun looking back at that. So if you enjoyed that kind of behind the scenes thing, I haven't done much of these at all for this channel. If you think I should do more of it, give the video a like, let me know in the comments below, and now check out the full 90-second version of Delivery Agent. It'll just take a minute and 30 seconds of your time. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more filmmaking stuff and more of the client work I have going on, and we're going to do some more creative stuff just created specifically for this YouTube channel as well. Thank you. See you later.